Welcome back to Get Ready with Juanita. I hope you all had a good weekend. If you'd like to know how I did this look, continue watching. So today I'm going to be using a different kind of primer. So I've put the vitamin C serum on my face from Naturium, and then I'm also using the Drunk Elephant whipped cream. But for a primer today, I'm going to be using the Rare Beauty pore diffusing primer. So this is to minimize the pores, and I'm just going to use it sort of in my T-zone area, just where my pores tend to be a little bit more well pronounced. I don't put it all over my face, but so I just put some right there in the middle. There we go. And I'm also going to apply some of the Summer Fridays lip balm on because my lips are a little bit dry today. Perfect. So I was attempting to use a couple of different products under my foundation today because I'm going to be trying the Dior foundation stick again, just to see how it performs with some of my other products in my collection. So got the Dior, and the shade I have is 2N, just in case we're shade twinsies. And I'm just going to start applying some of this. It wore very beautifully the other day as well, the first time I tested it out. And it didn't feel bad on my skin in any way. So yeah. And apparently, I seen on Trendmood that Pat McGrath has a new mothership palette coming out. And the color story is actually a little bit different than what she's been doing in the last several years. And a lot of people are a bit excited just because she hasn't she didn't bring out a mothership palette last year. And Pat McGrath is a really nice makeup brand. And I believe she's been working with Louis Vuitton to work on a collaboration with them as well. And she's like the director of their new launch. And some people have been wondering if she's intending on working with them or is she still doing her brand as much. But the products I've tried of hers so far, I've liked. I've liked the lipsticks and blushes and powders. Her bronzer is beautiful. Again, that just spread out so beautifully. And the color match is dead on for me. So the next thing I'm going to be applying is just a little tiny bit of color corrector around the darkness of my eyes. And I'm just going to use my Charlotte Tilbury color corrector. I have the Calibre color corrector too. I have to give that some love as well. But I just wanted to use this with the Dior today. Okay. And I'm going to be using the Dior corrector. Just give it a little tap. This is in 1N. I think the next time I get it, I'm going to go I'll probably go 1.5. And I'm just going to apply it just to those. I still got to do just a little bit around my nose here. Just a little bit, just to... Here we go. And I'm just going to get it just right around this area. Just need a little bit of extra coverage there. I have some discoloration from veins as I've gotten older, so I just feel like I have to put a little bit there. I'm just going to go around here because I want to see more of the foundation, because the other day I applied the foundation, the concealer a little bit more spread out like I normally do with other foundations, but I want to see more of just how this foundation really works. And this just dries down so beautifully. I'm just going to use a bit of Laura Mercier translucent setting powder, and this is the one that's more moisturizing, better for more mature skin. I'm just going to use just a little bit around my eyes. Just to set more of that concealer than anything. There we go. That concealer actually dries down well too. All right. And the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with Happy Soul from Rare Beauty, the bronzer. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my brush, and I'm going to apply some on my brush and spread it that way, just to try to get a little bit of a better blend. Just going to add a little bit to the brush, just go straight in. Okay. I'm going to use a little tiny bit of my e.l.f. Camo blush, the liquid blush, just to add a little bit of a base before I go over it with some powdered blush later. I actually like to usually use both. Sometimes I don't, sometimes I do, but I'll work this into my brush first. Just this stuff tends to be highly pigmented. Oh, didn't get that little bit. Lately, I've been just going in with a very light hand with my blush, and I like blush. So I'm going to add a little bit more color. There we go. Perfect. All right. And the next thing I'm going to do are my eyebrows. So I'm just going to go off screen and get that done, and I'll be right back. I'm back and I have my eyebrows done, and I created this look today. Green is, one of my favorite colors, but it was really the palette that spoke to me in this case. I'm using one of the Pat McGrath palettes. She's coming out with another Mothership palette, so I thought I'd do something with Pat McGrath today. And this is the color Story. And so you have 9 beautiful eyeshadows and then 2 beautiful blushes. And so I'm going to create a look with the eyeshadows. So the first color I'm going to go in with is this one here. And I'm going to use that as the transition shade. And I'm actually going to spread it all over my lid this time and really use it as an all over base color. And I'm going to really bring it out. Pat McGrath really does have some beautiful eyeshadow formulas, but apparently the ones in the motherships are exquisite, but I've never owned a mothership palette, so I can't really speak on the experiences there, only of what others have said. So the next color I'm going to use is this one up here, and I'm going to use that. Just going to start creating some depth in the shadow here in the corner. These are very easy to blend out. Now, I believe this formula was made in Italy as well, but it's still not her top eyeshadow palettes. Let me see. Where was this one made? This is the Bijou Brilliance. I'm pretty sure this one was made. Assembled in the Dominican, but made in Italy. That's what I thought. So these shadows, this palette, the formulas were made in Italy, but they were assembled in the Dominican. And they do really blend out quite easily from this palette. So am I going to pick up the new Mothership palette? I'm not quite sure yet. I'm still sort of thinking about whether or not, because those palettes are quite expensive. They're like around $174 Canadian, and there's something like 120 something US. So they cost a little bit of money, but I mean, even watching tutorials with those palettes, I'm just putting on the NYX glitter glue just on this part of my eyelash. But I mean, it's an investment too, but I mean, I've watched tutorials with those palettes and they do look extremely beautiful. It is a real investment. So we'll see. I'm still sitting on that one. We'll see if I'm going to do that. So the next color I'm going to go in with is this beautiful green. And I'm just going to start spreading this out. There we go. And I'm going to use the darker green just to transition right in between the two. And even this dark green is just beautiful. I think I'm going with a bit of a bougie look today. Okay, and then I'm just going to use this brush here, and I'm just going to take a little bit of this guy here. We're just going to do a little bit of blending. This is more like a very beautiful, I think it's at minimally a duochrome, because I can at least see two colors in there, and I'll just bring it around just to start the look here. I'm going to bring it up a bit there, and then I'm going to go in with the lighter of the greens, and I'm going to use a bit of my Charlotte Tilbury setting spray. Spray that. I'm going to apply that just right here and blend that in. Then I'm going to go back in with my small detailer brush with the darker shade right here. And we're going to do some more blending just here on the corner. And then I'm going to go in with a little tiny rougher detail brush. Just going to take some of that dark shade, and I'm just going to go along here and blend that. just at the lash line, just to add some more depth. And then I'm going to go in with this rougher here. I'm going to take the lighter shade again. I'm just going to smoke that out a little bit, just blend it all. Lovely, perfect. And I'm going to take my e.l.f. contour palette. That was the Refer 14, by the way. The small detailer was the Refer 23, and that's the little tiny one. There we go. And I'm going to use my contour palette. And I'm going to lighten up that inner corner just to brighten up this look a little bit. Okay, perfect. For me personally, I can't go too smoky everywhere. I really need to have some lightness going on. And that's just what I find looks a little bit better on me. But I still have fun and I try different things. I'm also going to contour my nose as well while I'm here. Boop, boop. I'm going to take my other contour here. Perfect. Awesome. Okay. And then I'm going to add some of my powder products. So I'm going to be using this Pat McGrath. Now I'm going to have all these listed down below too. This Pat McGrath Trio palette. And I'm going to be using the bronzer from it, the powdered bronzer. I'm just going to use a little bit more of that bronzer just to go over the Rare Beauty I had laid down earlier. And then I'm also going to go back to the big palette and I'm going to use this blush here. And it's a nice bright coral. My eyes are a little bit sort of smokier and darker, so I want to, for me, like brighten up my lower face a bit. So I'm going to go in with a brighter cheek products and lip products today. There we go. And then I'm going to go back to my Trio palette and I'm going to use the highlighter from this palette, this one right here. Just to give me a little bit of something right here. A little bit of brightness. I'm going to blend this all in with the Charlotte Tilbury setting powder down a stack. A little bit at the top of my lip. Not too much. It's a little bit bright. There we go. And let's set it with the Charlotte Tilbury Powder and Fair. Well-loved hit pan. I have a backup already. Let's start blending some of that together. And I'll use my Charlotte Tilbury setting spray. Perfect. Awesome. And I'll just dry that off. So I'm going to go off camera and do my mascara. Today I'm going to be using the Ilia mascara and instead of the Charlotte Tilbury because I'm still getting to know this one as well. So I'll be back in a couple of minutes. I have my mascara on and it's looking really nice. I'm enjoying this formula so far. So with this mascara, the last time I wore it, I didn't notice any flaking fallout or anything like that, and it didn't really run throughout the day. So, it performed very well, but I'll wear it a couple more times and see how it goes because I find it usually takes about a week before you can really assess mascara and how well it will perform. It almost got to try it just a tidbit before you get the real feel of how it's going to work. I'm going to be using a lip cheat from Charlotte Tilbury for lip liner, and this one is, I believe, in Pink Venus. Yeah. My lips feel so much better after putting some of that Summer Fridays on it. It's a lovely lip balm. And then I'm going to be using one of my Pat McGrath lipsticks again. Let's celebrate Pat and the launch of another mothership. This one is in, I hope I say it right, Boudoir Rose. And it's a beautiful, bright color. And I'm just going, this one's more sheer, but very bright. Oh, that's nice. I often tend to be drawn to bright colors. So if I'm doing something a little bit darker with my eye look, I'll go in with a brighter lower face. So the next thing I'm going to do is just go off screen and get my hair done, and I'll be back in a minute. Well, I gotta say, I had a lot of fun today creating this look. It was a lot of fun. And if you guys can, please subscribe to my channel, and that way you'll get notified when I upload more videos. Also, leave a like if you like this video, and leave a comment. I'd love to hear from you. Are you all excited about the new Pat McGrath Mothership palette coming out? I'm certainly intrigued myself. Anyway, I have to say, I'm feeling pretty good, and I'm ready for my day, and I hope you all have a good day too. Bye!